guys, welcome to our Storytime Wednesday. I'm Daisy, and my husband is not here with me right now. He's at work. What happened was we had filmed this earlier, and then I went back to edit. And when I went to edit, the first 8 minutes were blurry. So I was just gonna redo this part of the beginning. My my husband really didn't talk much in the first part because he it was more about me and my experience of being pregnant, of growing, of getting bullied, of everything like that while I was pregnant. He, on the other hand, didn't get to go through what I went through. He's a guy, so guys don't get pregnant. So what can a guy really go through when you're a teen and you're pregnant? So he really didn't have a point of view of it like I did. So I did the most talking. So I'm going to begin with how I felt in the beginning. I felt very tired in my pregnancy. I didn't crave anything. It was just more of sleeping, tired. I will fall asleep anywhere and stuff like that. So I could be sitting and I'll fall asleep. So it was just more of tiredness. That's how I noticed something was wrong with me, and that's why I took a pregnancy test in the first place, because I did feel tired all the time. But even that, well, after my parents found out, um, I went back to school, but nobody knew that I was pregnant yet. So school finished, and I didn't show. I was only a couple weeks, so I didn't show. And then throughout the summer, I grew. I didn't go out much throughout the summer. I didn't see my friends. I just I felt like, what would they think of me being pregnant at 14? So I was just scared to go out. So I didn't go out. I stayed home, or I spent time with my husband, and he was my best friend, and he is my best friend. So I spent more time. It bring us closer together and stuff. Spending that time together, our pregnancy time together. Um, my parents were around. They helped us through any issue we had throughout the pregnancy and stuff like that. So then the summer went by super fast. I was so nervous to go back to school. I didn't want to go back to school. I just wanted to forget the whole thing. I just wanted to stay at home, but I had to face it. I had to go to school. So I went to school, and the word gets around really fast, let me tell you, like super quickly. Once I stepped on that school, everybody ran up to me, all people I knew, all friends and everything. They're like, oh my God, are you really pregnant? Are you seriously pregnant and all this stuff? I heard this, I heard that. And I was like, okay, yes, I'm pregnant. I don't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but they just wanted to keep adding stuff and questions, and how kids are. So they're going to keep pushing. So I try to ignore it as much as possible I can. I remember talking to a school counselor when that the school knew that I was pregnant. I don't know how they knew, but they knew. They didn't even wait to the minute to me to tell them. So I talked to a counselor, and he's like, "Do you sure you want to stay in the school? Do you like?" I felt like they wanted me out of the school. They didn't want to like encourage me. Okay, keep going to school. You're pregnant. You can still finish. Stuff like that. They didn't encourage me at all. They just wanted me out. So I just totally ignored what the counselor was telling me, even if he was telling me the right thing, but he wasn't telling me the right way. And maybe I didn't understand, maybe because I was young at the time, but I still think about it to this day, and I would always feel like if they would encourage me more, maybe not have switch schools. I would have stayed in my school and kept on going to that school, and you know did my half a year that I missed there, going to a whole different school. So yeah, it was really hard being in school. The bullying, it was not like terrible bullying, but it was like, let me tell you a story that happened to me. I was already growing. I was already getting big. I was about 4 or 5 months. I know I was having a girl yet. I don't know. Remember if I was knowing that I was having a girl yet. But um, I was in the lunchroom with a group of girls because they were my friends, and stuff. So I used to hang with them, have lunch with them, and stuff like that. And I was growing. My jeans didn't fit. We all go through this where your clothes, when you're pregnant, you grow out of your clothes. So I really wanted to wear jeans to school. So I put on my jeans, and they don't fit. I have to leave them unbuckled. I wish they did those belly bands that they did now that you could wear and put it over your pants when you leave them unbuckled. But no, back then they didn't exist. So, yeah, it was unbuckled, and I had it under my belly, my jeans, and my belly was out, and I was wearing a big long t-shirt. And this girl was like, "Oh my God, your belly is growing!" And she grabs my shirt and she pulls my shirt up, and everybody saw that my pants were unbuckled, and they saw my humongous belly. So I just stayed like in shock. I didn't move. I just pulled my shirt down and I didn't say anything. And in the corner of my eye, I see the lunch lady looking at me, and like she knew, like I felt horrible. Like I wanted to cry. If I could have cried in front of all these people, I was just embarrassed in front of the whole entire lunchroom. So, um, she tells me, "Come here." So I go over there, and she was like, "Don't listen to them. Focus on you. Focus on the baby. Take a big deep breath," or whatever. Like she talked to me, and it was really nice of her to talk to me. I wish I remember her name because she was really nice to me. She even if I was hungry still, she'll give me extra food, an extra apple, an extra milk, because she was always telling me, "You're eating for two, so you have to make sure you have food and all that stuff." And she was really nice to me. And but that day was so horrible in school. It was like the worst feeling ever. Um, I have the school, like I don't know, it was something going on in that school. I couldn't feel it right. I felt like they were pushing me away the whole entire time I was in that school. Until one day I was getting to school a little bit late because I was tired. I was really tired. I was pregnant and stuff, and I was getting to school late. So the principal talked to me, and she was like talking to me, but like trying to encourage me to keep going to school. But at the same time, she was encouraging me to leave the school. Like they didn't want me there. They felt ashamed that they had a pregnant woman in their school. That's the way I felt. And like after the shirt accident, I sat by myself at lunch. I didn't have nobody wanted to. I still was like with two per people that didn't really care about it, but I felt horrible. I felt lonely. I missed my husband sometimes. I wish I could just stay with him but he went to work. I wish I could have stayed with him. Sorry, I'm tearing up because the feeling of it, instead of them telling you to encourage somebody. I'm a teenager. I made a mistake in my life, but I still want to move forward. People think that, okay, you're pregnant, you have to stop. You don't have to stop. You could keep doing what you want. It's just a little bit harder. It's really hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling anybody to go out there and get pregnant because they think it's not hard. It's the super hardest thing you could do in your life. I mean, as a teen, I'm not telling you to ever have children. One day when you're old enough, 20s, you could have your children. But at the age of 14, it's the not the best time to have a baby. And believe me, I'm tearing up just telling you guys my story. And I have a teenage daughter. I have two teenage daughters. And my first daughter, I told her my story. And my daughter, like, she, like, okay, mom, I am not going to be a teen parent. I want to go to school. I want to do it. And that's what I encourage my daughter. I encourage her to move forward. And my teen daughter, my other one, she's a little bit harder than the first one, but I want her to get there as well. And, you know, and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother story. And yeah, the school did encourage me, and then she came out that I could go to another school where there was pregnant girls. So I went to that school with the pregnant girls. I transferred, even though I wanted to graduate with my friends, and I missed, some people that still used to talk to me even though I was pregnant and stuff like that. So I went to a school where there were all pregnant girls, and the stories I heard broke my heart. Like, I thought that I had it bad because I was pregnant at the time, but they talked to me about their stories because there was this part time where we had like a group sit down and we talked and stuff. And the stories I heard, like they got raped and they having a baby, and you know it was hard. It was hard for me. I knew a girl, she was 12 years old, and she was having a baby. I think it was by her stepfather and stuff like that, and he was in jail. And she told me this whole story, and I was like, wow, I know I'm pregnant young and stuff, but I have my boyfriend there with me. He's helping me. He's backing me up on this. I didn't, then that bad stuff didn't happen to me, but I felt so bad for these girls. I felt horrible for them, and it was crazy stories. I went through the craziest time in that school. It was, it were nice people. They were nice people, went through a lot of issues, and they were they were young, and um it was a very weird experience for me being in that school. I actually got out of it after I had the baby, and I went back to my old school, and I graduated with some of my friends, the people that talk to me still. And yeah, I felt such of an outsider when I went back to school. It was hard. It was I wish it was different. I wish they kept on talking to me as my friend and didn't see me any different just because I was having a baby. And if I put myself in their shoes, I think at that age, I probably would have done the same thing. Us kids, when we're little kids, we don't think. So that was the first half. That's what I talked about the first half. I hope I didn't miss out on anything. And then the other half is with my husband. After that you didn't experience none of that. So, in your point of view, how did you see the things like growing throughout the pregnancy? How did you see it? See, it's easier for guys than girls. Girls go through all these things and everything. So he, yeah, he worked most of the time, so he didn't experience like the way I saw things and the things that were happening to me. So I didn't want to go to school. Like all the stuff that was happening to me at school with the pregnancy just made me not want to go to school. Like I wanted to stay home. I didn't want to. And I know like this experience, um, it could have been prevented so it wouldn't happen, but it happened in my life. It happened in our life. It happened. And like we say our trying to say our story so someone out there could see, and a young person and be like, okay, I don't want to go through that journey. Let me take the right way of waiting until they're grown up and to have children, and waiting to have, what tea. I don't want to say the word because I know little kids watch our vlogs and will watch eventually our story time, but you know what I'm talking about. The thing that you're not supposed to do. So, yeah, wait till they're married and wait till they, to have a family and stuff like that. So that's why we're saying our story. For our next story, we will say our birth story type of teen and going through the experience of having a baby, because for the first experience, it wasn't too bright for me. It was really hard. I was really scared. It's not funny. You just stand there and watched. Yes, you did. I heard you. Most of the time, I heard you screaming at me. So, you will hear our story next Wednesday. It's not funny. Yeah. So Daddy didn't talk much in this video, but maybe in the next one he'll talk more because he has to state his experience of seeing me in labor. Because Daddy didn't go through all the stuff I went through with school and everything. Because Daddy was always working. By the time when you got pregnant, before you got pregnant, I was out of school. Yeah, so you're already working. So I was working most of the time. I was trying to save money to. But you didn't go through experiences like hard experience, like harsh experiences. I really don't pay attention to people that doesn't got nothing good for me. So I mean, but still, even though that you don't like listen to them, like nobody's come to me like, dude, you're doing the wrong thing. Like, how could you, like stuff like that? You didn't have people like doing crazy things too. Like I had experience where that girl pulled up my shirt and it was a little crazy. If I had somebody like you had somebody like that, just push her away. I mean, I didn't talk to the girl afterwards. Like I just. At the time, you put attention to what you are. So if she comes along, you don't talk to her, you're gonna be what you want. Yeah. Not just like what you want, push her away. And that's what I would do. Like, yeah. It was. It was. I mean, I don't care what you say. It was a crazy experience, like seeing my belly grow, like because my belly grew massive. Because you guys will find out why my belly grew massive. Because I will tell you what they told me when I'm in the delivery room. To the to who? You were like a little. Why? Oh yeah, when I was pregnant. Like, what are you talking about? Well, when you, I waddled when I walked. So I couldn't even put on my shoes. He had to put on my shoes for me because I couldn't bend over. But we'll tell you guys all that and our next story time Wednesday. See you guys next Wednesday. Bye. Amelia came in the door. She's trying to go under. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, now you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Bye bye. She's like, now it's my story time. Is it your story time? It'll be your story time when we tell your story, okay? I will feel no fear.